All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming with a awesome message. And this message is what you call um, a hardcore message. This is a hardcore message. And like I said several times, if you don't understand spirit and truth, okay, if you have not the light, this is not the page for you, especially tonight. Especially tonight. We're going to do a three-part series, and it's going to be on understanding the flesh versus the spirit. And this is going to be part 1. And like I said before, this is a hardcore message. This is not the type of message you're going to just think that, oh, she's going to speak on flesh and spirit. Oh, I know about that. Or I got, no, 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 no. Not what I'm about to share with you today. And I want to tell y'all, I truly give all glory and honor to the Most High Yah. Because the way he smoothed this out to me, I am hoping that I'm able to smooth it out to you, because he gave me this thing. He gave me this. Now, it wasn't that I didn't know, but he brought it with so much light. And what it's here to do is to convince the individuals who have the light, who have spirit and truth, to hold firm to what's to come, and what is, and what was, and what is to come. Because this message is going to allow you to balance understanding. It's going to allow you to balance what the flesh is consist of and what the spirit is consist of. Okay. And it's going to help you a great deal from this day on. It's going to help you a great deal. So I'm going to do up 3 parts to this: today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Let's be part 3. And it's understanding flesh versus spirit. Now, we know that it falls under the 2. We know that it falls under the 2. Okay. So here we have 2, but we don't have 2. And I'm going to leave that mystery to the end. And you know what? If somebody get this, let me tell you something. They need to right now give up everything they have ever done in life and pick up the cross and run for Yah. And I mean that. The end, I'm going to put that down as the end mystery. The end mystery. In understanding the flesh versus the spirit. And the end mystery, just resting right there in that title, it's a mystery. But see, I didn't know, because I'm telling y'all, I did not know that I would be teaching. So in the process of teaching, I first have to learn. And throughout me learning since I was 4, now that which I learned is hard for me to speak it, because I learned from the Holy Spirit. So therefore, the Holy Spirit didn't go this route, this route, this route, this route, this route. He cut all that and got to the core of the whole matter of his word, of spirit and truth, and of the light. So even though you might not understand, and I'm going to say this to everybody, but I'm asking, if you don't have the light nor spirit and truth resting in you, this message is not for you. And I will advise you to go elsewhere on this one here, y'all. Come on now. You got to go elsewhere, because this here is going to bring that light even brighter Okay. And there is a mystery at the end. So when we finish, I want to find out, is there somebody out there? And just because you don't have the answer don't mean that you're not out there. That's not what I'm saying. But what it does for me as a servant of Yah, knowing that I am included, I like to know somebody else that's out there that can receive the mystery like I have received the mystery even to today. So this is going to be a 3-part. Today is part 1, understanding flesh versus spirit. And let's start right now. And I know many of you are hello in the live chat. I know many of you all are going to not be able to handle what Sister Deborah is about to say. That's why I asked you, don't, this page is not for you. Okay? So we're going to start with John. The Gospel of John, chapter 4. We start right there in the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 2 and 3. Let me make sure that's right. It's not John, it's First John. I got it right here. I don't know why I'm just saying John. It's not the Gospel of John, it's First John. Let me get there so I know. First John. Chapter 4. First John, chapter 4. Wait a minute now. I might be. Okay, yes. It's First John chapter 4, verse 2 and 3. Let's go, y'all. It says, hereby know ye that the Spirit of Yah, every spirit, wait a minute, let me go and use this here. No, hereby know ye the Spirit of Yah. Hereby know ye. Do you understand why I say if you don't have it within, stand down and go somewhere else? Go to another video. I'm sure there's other videos. Listen to that, just that part alone. Hereby know, because that's what it's going to take to grip this message. That's what it's going to take. You're going to have to know ye the Spirit of Yah. To understand this message, you're going to have to know ye the Spirit of Yah. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yah. Now, y'all just heard that, and I'm going to read it again. Right there, he's actually telling you what I just asked you to do. If you're not there in the spirit, you don't have spirit of truth, you don't have the light. This here is addressing the one that confess that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh, is of Yah. Now, like I was explaining to y'all, all my living, I was never able to read the book to the point where I can pull off, read it, and pull out. So I close it up and leave it alone because I didn't have the sense to get in it and pull in it and pull out. Right here, it's a lot of stuff saying he's speaking a lot of things in here. No priests, pastors, apostles, bishops, evangelists, Maureen, seers, watchers, prophets, and prophetess. They can't touch this unless they are the true spiritual servants of Yah. Why they can't touch it? Let's go, and I'm going to show you. Here it talks about, hereby ye know. hereby know. So he's telling you, this individual must know the Spirit of Yah. Every spirit, let me get this here. It says, every spirit that confesses that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yah. Now, like I said, going back to what I said, this is potent. First thing I want to say to y'all, he's actually telling you you're supposed to know him. And if you don't know him, he ain't talking to you. See, every religion and everybody think this book is meaning them. And it is. Because they don't know the word. So this book is for you. Words. But Sister Deborah is breaking it down to you what it should have been. And that's why people can't really teach it. It's because they don't have the true word. They only have the words. See, when the Ruach, which is the word, okay? When it teaches you far different than what you're reading. So let's go there. And it takes the servant of Yah who has the Ruach HaKodesh, who has spirit and truth and the light to really teach this thing. Now look at what it says. Hereby know ye the Spirit of Yah. He's right there telling you, the one, know him. This is for the one that know him. Exactly what I told you at the beginning about going to other pages, because this here is potent. This is real tonight. Now watch this here. And then it began to say, every spirit that confesseth that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yah. Now, you see what he just said? You see what he just said? It is so much power in that one verse. And Sister Deborah is going into it slow because I'm finna break this thing out. First, I want you to understand, who is he talking to when he say no? No. Who is he talking to? Who would you say he's talking to? Yeah, right. And who is the spirit? Who is this spirit? Who is it he say, know ye? The spirit. There's two questions. Answer who is no, and answer who is the spirit. Nobody can answer. The no is what I said at the beginning. He's talking about the spiritual ones, those that are the spiritual seeds, those who have spirit and truth, those who are the light. He's telling you to know ye the Father, the Creator in heaven's spirit. So that spirit is the Father in heaven. No is the servants of the Most High Yah. He's saying, know ye the spirit of the Father, the Creator in the heaven. You see what I'm saying? Watch this here. And then it says, every spirit. Do y'all see that? Every spirit. What spirit is that? What spirit is that? What is it saying when it says every spirit that confesseth that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh of Yah? Who is that spirit? The question again. In 1 John chapter 4 and verse 2, it says, every spirit that confesseth that Yeshua HaMashiach is come. Who is the spirit? Okay. The spiritual seed. Now, I like how you put that, because you put it to connect the next question I have. And that was, the word no is connected to this spirit. You see? The word no is connected to that spirit. He's speaking to the spiritual seed. So he's telling the spiritual seed, know the spirit of the Father and the one that created everything. Know his spirit. Now watch this here. Every spirit that confesseth that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yah. You will wonder and you will say, but Deborah, that's so simple. No, it's not. No, it's not, because I'm not finished yet. So now we're dealing with verse 2, wanting you to know the spirit of the Creator, the spirit of the Father. And then it says, every spirit that confesseth that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yah. I like that, of Yah. I like that. But when we tell you all the mysteries that's in this, first, let's take the confess. Let's take the word confess. The reason why I started off telling you, don't touch this page, meaning don't come here, because this here is strictly spirit. This series is going to be based on 3 levels of spirit in one. When Christians and every religion on this earth teach this, they wouldn't even see what I'm about to reveal. See, you guys, when it says, and every spirit that confess that Yeshua HaMashiach is come into the flesh of Yah. That's the same thing I be telling y'all. When you're running around here using the name and thinking the name is going to cause heavens to open the door or bow down, or heaven's going to know you and hear you and accept you, he ain't listening to what your mouth is saying. Because the name ain't coming out of the mouth. It's coming out of the spirit. Yeah, right. You didn't know that, did you? So here in the 1 John chapter 4 and verse 2, when he say hereby know, he's talking to your spirit. He ain't talking to your flesh. No, it's have no dealings with your flesh. See how the world lost that and lied? Let me not say they lied. Because the more I think about how my Father orchestrated this thing, but can't nobody be as wise and smart as the Father. Nobody. Because they never figured it out. He says, hereby know. Who is he telling to know? Your spirit. So he's telling your spirit to know. This ain't got nothing to do with your flesh. Now, do you understand when I said someone who's not at this level, step back, step down, go on out of here? Because it's strictly spirit. Now, if you can grip First John chapter 4, where it says in verse 2, hereby know ye the spirit of Yah. He's telling your spirit, because he turned around and said every spirit. See, you thought he was just telling everybody in the world. That's the way they taught it. That's the way they teach it since the world began and since the world is, and even to today. This actually, they actually thinking he's talking to the flesh. He ain't talking to the flesh. This verse is not for the flesh. It's for he that's in the spirit. Let me take it a little bit deeper. Let me take the mystery a little bit deeper. He said, every spirit that confesseth that Yeshua HaMashiach is come into the flesh is of Yah. Confession. Confess. What is that confess? Anybody. What is confess? The spirit that confesseth that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yah. I'm going to go and shoot through it, y'all, because I won't ever get to it. Keep asking, okay? He's actually saying, hereby know ye the spirit of Yah. Every spirit know the spirit of Yah. Every spirit know the spirit of Yah. Your spirit know the spirit of Yah. Every spirit that confesseth. Guess where the confession is at? Your spirit. People think they can confess with their mouth. The confess comes from the spirit. That Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is of Yah. This is your identity as the seed of the spirit. This is your identity as one that's born of the spirit. This is your identity as those who are the true servants of Yah. Your confession is made in your spirit. That Yeshua HaMashiach come in the flesh is of Yah. The confession is in your spirit. It's not in your flesh. And that's sad. Because 99.15 trillion really thought that it was your flesh that had to confess. It was your spirit. All the time. And it tells you that. When it says every spirit that confess. It didn't say every flesh or every body, every man. No, it didn't tell you that. It told you every spirit that confess. See, that's why I try to explain to y'all. We trying to serve a creator that has created all things. He's all seeing, all power, all authority. But yet we trying to treat him like he's human. He don't know what he's saying. He don't know what he created. He don't know what he's doing, but we know it all. How did they miss that? How did you miss it? You see? It's spiritual. Verse 3. And every spirit, see, it's going back to that spirit. He ain't talking to the body, the flesh. Ian. He's not talking to you. He's talking to the spirit, y'all. And it says, and every spirit that confess not that Yeshua is come into the flesh is not of Yah. You see how easy it is for individuals who are the true servants to measure people? It's real easy for you. All you have to do is keep everything in the realm of the spirit, and you got them. All you have to do is keep it in the realm of the spirit. I try to tell y'all. I told you that. All you have to do is keep it in the realm of the spirit, and you're going to know who's who and what's what. Keep it the way of the spirit, and you're going to know who's who and what's what. Now, here in verse 3, it says, every spirit that confesseth not that Yeshua HaMashiach is come into in the flesh is not of Yah. He ain't talking about man, woman. You know, he ain't talking about your mouth. He's talking about your spirit. Now I'm finna lose you. I'm finna lose you because you about to not know what I'm talking about right now. He's talking to the spirit. Why? Because in the beginning, you guys, we all let me write it down here. Let me get it for you so you can see exactly what how I'm about to break this one down. Oh no, that's not it. Okay. In the beginning, in the kingdom. Now, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you probably can't see it. Oh, it's too bright. You see it? You have two light, one X with black. Okay. One is spirit, and the X is also spirit. Okay. One is the spiritual seed, and one is the dark seed. The dark seed will not and shall not confess truth. That Yeshua HaMashiach came in the flesh. And it's not the confession, y'all, of the mouth. It's the confession of the spirit. If that's the way heaven's orchestrated it, world on the earth, did they mess that up from the floor up? I got to do that again, and I don't know where is my marker or her. Is this it? No, that is so strange. I had my markers here. Let me just try to do it like this here. Yeah, let me do it like this here. Make it a different color so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Now, what is happening here, we're going to use the green to be the spiritual seed, and the red to be the dark seed, the evil seed. You see? Can you see it? We got two seeds. The green is the spiritual seed. They confess that Yeshua HaMashiach came down in the flesh. Okay? But the red seed, they're not going to confess. Understand, these are spirits. This is before they came down to the earth, you guys. Their spirit came down as a dark seed or a light seed. Okay? They don't come down to represent Yah. But they both are spirits. One come down to represent Yah, and the other one come down to not represent Yah. The one that don't represent Yah will not own truth. So they will not, in verse 3, and every spirit that confesseth not that Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh is not of Yah. You see? The confession starts in the spirit in the kingdom. And if the confession start with the spirit in the kingdom when they get to the earth, that's what make them born as one of the spirit and born as one of the flesh. So that spirit that come down here that's born of the flesh, They ain't coming down here to confess no truth. So they can sit and listen to you. They can mimic you. They can understand. Now they can't understand you. They can grip. They can be around you. They can be following you. But when it all said and done, the confession was in the spirit when it came down to the earth. So they can bend you, being you all out of place. They can deceive you. They can manipulate you that they got the ruach, or they got spirit and truth, and they got life. Easy can they do it. They do it so easy. How? And how is it they have the ability to do it so easy? Anybody know? Why is it that the dark seed the dark spirit, why is it that it can actually pretend so well? It's because it's connected to the deception of he that come to deceive. They have learned well from him. They came down only to represent him. That's why they are so good at it. They are so good at it. What do you mean? Look at Judas. He was so good at fitting in with the 12. But heavens and Yeshua knew that he was not the seed or the spirit of Yah. He was the spirit of darkness. His mission was already sealed to come down here, okay, and work on behalf. He did a very excellent job because Yeshua allowed him to do everything with all the other 11 disciples. Everything. Go out, buy tools, use the power. Yeshua signed him to. That's why I tell y'all, be careful running your tail to this page. Y'all will cut your tail up in the long run. He will cut your tails up in the long run. He might not get you yesterday or today. Oh, but the day that we are in is what he has prepared. It ain't time to play with the light. It ain't time to play like you got spirit and truth. It ain't time to claim that you have the Ruach. You see? Because that's how Sister Deborah is able to tell y'all that Satan has gotten victory in doing what his purpose was, deceive the whole world. Because to me, when you can be European, come from Europe and European, and claim that you are Jew, when Jew definition is not just on the outer, but it's on the inner. So how can you claim to be something that's not even your nationality? It's not who you are in the inner. How could you do that? You see how big the deception? They ain't deceived. They know the truth. But look how they deceive the whole world, because the whole world support them. That's why they own all the money with the Roman Catholics. They support them because they have used deception to win this whole world over. And I'm sitting back saying, but Father Yah, how could they do? Deborah, come on, let's go back to the lesson. Okay. So here in 1 John chapter 4, verse 2 and 3, verse 3 says, and this is that spirit of Antichrist. Okay. This is that spirit of Antichrist, the one that will not confess. No. Yeshua HaMashiach is come in the flesh, is not of Yah. And this is the Antichrist, the spirit. Notice he said the spirit of Antichrist. So a lot of people standing back talking about all the false prophets and Antichrist is coming. Sit y'all tails down. They've been here. Antichrist been here since the beginning of time. What are y'all talking about? It's just this day and time, it's going to be so many of them. It's not going to be just that one. I know it, the way they teach it, the way they understand it. They can only teach it and understand it the way it is in them, and it is fed to them, and it is in them. They can't teach it no other way. Now watch this here. Whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already is it in the world. That's exactly what I was telling you. Everybody looking for this one Antichrist and don't even understand. Anybody that don't confess that Yeshua HaMashiach came from Yah and came in the flesh is Antichrist. So you see now how many Antichrists on the earth? A whole lot of them. You see? But you see how they teaching it? Everybody's stuck on stupid and looking for the Antichrist to come in the end days. Baby, you got so many of them. They all on YouTube, and you sitting here acting like you don't even know them. You know why? Because you one of them too. I'm going to go and tell it like it is. When you are like unto them, you can't discern them because you like that. But when you are not like unto them, you can discern them. That is exactly what verse 2, 1 John chapter 4 and verse 2 is saying. When you are the spirit that can confess Yeshua HaMashiach is coming to the flesh, is of Yah. It's in you to be on the side that you have been assigned to on this earth. Okay? So here you see in 1 John, you actually can see where there's the twos. And the twos in this one here, in this one, has nothing to do with the flesh. It's telling you, if in your spirit you confess, it ain't got nothing to do with the flesh. This topic is about flesh versus spirit. But what is going on in 1 John chapter 4, verse 2 and 3, it's talking about two kind of people. Spiritual. It's talking about two spirits. One of the spirits confess truth. The other one confess not. It is the Antichrist. So anybody that's out here that does not believe the mission of the Father, then they are Antichrist. You know how people say those people who are that don't believe in the Bible or don't believe in they call them I forgot that name they call them, who don't believe in God or don't believe in the Bible. I mean anything. They atheists. I think that's it. Atheists. They ain't atheists. They Antichrist. They are Antichrist, and they might use the word atheist, but I don't think so. But they are like an Antichrist. Okay. When I see Antichrist, it's like they don't have anything to do with Christ. That's how I look at it. Okay. Now, watch this. The question is, we did with the four, let me see, the mystery word in the sentence. Okay, that was confess. What is the spirit confess? Okay, I got that one. Okay. For this reason, the prophetess make a bold statement. People not who are they portrayed to be. People are not who they portray to be. Search the spirit and try the spirit. Let me explain that. Right now, Yah just revealed to you all 1 John chapter 4 and verse 2 and 3 is showing you the two separate spirits that came down here. One is the spiritual seed and one is the dark seed, which is we call the serpent seed, right? So he's just showing you two of them that come down. They are seeds as they're down here, but they came down spirit, okay? And they're in the human flesh, okay? One is the light and one is the darkness. One is good and one is evil, okay? So when y'all sit and try to tell y'all how to use the spiritual gifts, like what? Try the spirit by the spirit. See how he did that? Now listen to that again. He said, try the spirit by the Spirit. He never told you to try the flesh by the flesh. Why the Spirit, Father? Because the truth of who they are rests in their spirit. The truth of who they are rests in their spirit. And that's why many have lived hypocrite and has used deception to fool the world. And I'm not just talking about Satan and demons. I'm talking about people. That's how easy it is to say, I'm saved. I got the Ruach. I got the Holy Spirit. I got the keys to the kingdom. I'm going to Mount Zion. Spiritual seed. Oh, I'm born of the Spirit. All of that is so easy to say. So the question to you all shows you the weakness of your minds when you don't understand that the reason why he says try the Spirit by the Spirit. Right in 1 John chapter 4, verse 2 and 3, he just split up two spirits and says one will confess this, the truth, but the other one won't confess the truth. You see? One will confess the truth, but the other one won't confess the truth. Did he say flesh? Did he say men and women? Did he say man, M-A-N? No, he said spirits that confess the truth. And the spirit that will not confess the truth is an antichrist. So he's telling you the spirits, I'm identifying to them, Deborah, the spirits of individuals. And guess what the spirits of antichrist, the spirit of darkness, think? It can hide in the flesh. And have been successful for them on the earth. Because why you think everybody in the Christian and everybody in Muslim and Islam and Jehovah Witness, all these religions is confessing that they are the true people of a creator. Majority of them, 98% of them, will not confess that Yeshua came down. Yeshua HaMashiach, he's showing you that the Son came down in the flesh and the Son of Yah came down in him. He said they won't confess it. But you know what I realized, y'all, that I didn't in the last, say, couple of years? I realized that's the measurement of judgment already. Because what he just said in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 2 and 3, it's actually letting you know this is how you also can separate who's who and what's what. It's by only Deborah, the Spirit. Because a lot of people would think, because if I'm hearing you over in Hawaii, I don't have to be in Hawaii to try your spirit by the Spirit. You see? That's what they didn't understand, because they thinking you can only try the Spirit by the Spirit if you know a person, or if a person is up on you or over in your house where you at, or you see him. No. The power of Yah is that when he give you the ability, the gift to be able to try the Spirit by the Spirit, it's because he knows you don't have to be at a distance to know what kind of spirit these people have. Then you wonder why Sister Deborah talked the way she talked. You know how many times I got in trouble when he told me, what happened to the gift I gave you? He said, aren't you supposed to try the Spirit by the Spirit? And then I turned around and poured out to you the spirit of discerning. 99.9, listen, don't even understand what I'm talking about. Right now. He said, didn't I pour out unto you? Isn't that one of your tools, Deborah? To discern. Discern what? Not the flesh. So I don't have to be in your face. I don't have to be where you at in your state, in your city, in your country. The Spirit of Yah has ushered and poured out from the kingdom the spirit of discerning, a gift with the ability to discern people's spirits. You see how he's using everything we're talking about right now is dealing with the spirit. What did I tell y'all at the beginning? Get off this page if you're not at this level, because this is strictly spirit, and he's dealing strictly with the spirit. The gift that was poured out, all the gift that was poured out was without repent. Okay, that means you didn't have to repent to receive the gifts. It wasn't your choice. It was him giving. And Yah only give you what he know you gonna need. I've been telling y'all in the last 3 videos, he's given me the tools that I would need to be right where I'm at, speaking on this devil platform. The tools. So he said to you all, after we just went over 1 John chapter 4 and verse 2 and 3, he wants me to let you know, when he want us to understand, when he say, try the spirit by the spirit, he didn't say try the flesh by the flesh, because this battle and this thing is about the spirit. Every gift that he poured out, even amongst the healing, every gift was for the spirit. And it is to be used by the spirit. See, y'all thought everybody got gifts because they just get them. That's the way y'all rumble from the kingdom, baby. You bet. Because if they are a spirit that can't confess that Yeshua HaMashiach came in the flesh, let me tell you something. Why would y'all give them his gifts, his spiritual gift? He ain't gave them nothing. He ain't gave them nothing. It's just like everybody running around here grabbing all these positions saying, I'm a prophetess, I'm a prophet. Sit your tails down. And only one can tell you that is a real one. How you like me now? You see? Because this thing is strictly spiritual, y'all. This is no detachment to natural. And he told you the dark one is coming down, and they ain't going to confess what the spiritual ones are going to confess to. So therefore, we have nothing to detach to those that come down using deception to try to make people think they who they are. So what did the Father say? Okay, hold up. My spiritual one's going down. You're going to need all the tools. So you're going to know who's who. One of them was discerning. What are you discerning? You ain't discerning nobody's flesh. Y'all don't want you to take the discerning spirit and discern nobody's flesh. That's not what y'all giving you, the spirit of discerning. He wants you to go beyond that flesh, baby. Go to that spirit of who that person is, like heaven sent them down. So you'll know what you're dealing with. Then he turned around and said, try the spirit by the spirit. Boy, the only reason why I'm worrying that out, because I got in trouble too many times not doing that. And do y'all understand what he say? Try the spirit by the spirit. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand that? What do he mean when he says try the spirit by the spirit? Do anybody know what that means? Do you really know what that means? Try the spirit by the spirit. Anybody in the live, do you happen to know when he say try the spirit by the spirit? Didn't I tell y'all this message is not for somebody who ain't in the spirit? Do y'all understand what he means? The reason why y'all would tell and get me and chastise me, because I would go, let me set an example. I'm going to show y'all an example. Let's say, for instance, Sister Deborah go out to the store and this guy approached me and he say something to me, but then he starts saying other stuff to me, and just he might say a few things about God, or he might say a few things, right? But here he is approaching me. If my spirit is shaken by his approach, the Father don't like that I would come to him. Like I'm going to him to the throne and say, let's say, and that was this, I went to the store tomorrow morning. And tomorrow evening, when I'm thinking about the Most High Yah, and I'm sitting here communing with him, and I might ask him, who was that person? Why did he come to me? Oh, I had it bad, y'all. I had it real bad. Strange people come to me and be saying some things, and they turn around and give me full attention. They be looking and listening. Man, where you come from? Can I go where you go? What is your pastor name? Everybody want to know what Sister Deborah come from. And I never lead them nowhere but to the Most High Yah. I don't send them to no church, no building, because that's not where I come from. You might have came from there, but that ain't where I come from. And the thing about it, I know I didn't come from there. But in the midnight hour or in the early evening hour when the day finna turn to night, I get over in the corner and say, Father, that person that came to me today, who were they? What did they want? I get in trouble all the time because he said, but Deborah, why are you refusing to use what is invested in you? Use what you have so you will know. You know what the Father was telling me? He said, now, if I'm in you and I'm greater in you, and I tell you that you supposed to try the Spirit by the Spirit, just imagine how great I am. And then you got the ability to try the Spirit by the Spirit because I'm that great. I'll let you know from that end. Once you used what you're supposed to use that was given to you to use. You can't go wrong, baby. If I'm greater in you and you using the trying the Spirit by the Spirit, you can't go wrong. Use what I gave you. And did not I give you the spirit of discerning? Use it, Deborah. Y'all, I had it bad. I don't do it as much like I used to, but I used to run up on people come up to me saying some things, and I'll be like, ooh, because they ain't got no business coming to me. They ain't got no business saying nothing to me or coming up to me like that. And I'm a person that receive anybody. So if they coming up on me and I'm an empath and I receive anybody, then I run to the Father. Who was that person? What did they want? Why did they come talking? What did they? Because I knew Yah knows everybody that come up on me. I knew he did. I knew it. And the thing about it is, I pretty much be wanting to know, did you send that person, Father? Yah? And he wants me to know, use what I invested in you. Try that spirit. By the Spirit. See, a lot of people really don't believe the battle is in the Spirit. That's why I said people can run around here and claim they got it and they did and that all you want. But the truth of the matter, don't let me tell you, you don't. Because if I have to, okay, let me continue. Okay, so let us, and I used to get in trouble for that. And I tell anybody, I think I told y'all that before, I get in trouble for not using what he has already invested in me. And trying the Spirit don't, okay, tell you what, if he's saying for me to try the Spirit by the Spirit, then you telling me to try that Spirit based on how you knew it was when you sent him down here. That's how deep it is. People ain't got no business coming up on you. And if they come up on you, it's a reason. So I'm searching for the reason. He said, no, I ain't gonna go that route, Deborah. Use what I invested in you. Try that Spirit by the Spirit. So a lot of y'all come on this page. Y'all don't have no idea. I be trying y'all spirit. Y'all have no idea. I'll mess you up if I tell you and call you out by nothing but what I can say and convict every last one of you. That's something I always pray that he helped me, because I know for a fact that's a gift that he gave me. And I never want to use it out of order. But I get my tail in trouble with the Father every time when I don't use what he has invested in me. What was it for? Anybody know? Nobody don't know. What are the gifts for? To use from the level of the spirit realm to the level of the flesh. You bringing that spirit right on down to that flesh. When I be telling you, I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to lay that bad boy down. That's what it's all about. Because you got to take it up, bring that bad boy down, laying it down so the world will know what you were saying that's up. Okay, so the next chapter is Galatians. In the book of Galatians, chapter 5, and verse 16 and 17. Let's see here. This is a pretty good one too. But like I said, if you're not in the spirit, this ain't for you. This message is not for you. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16 and 17. And it reads, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." You see that? Now listen to what it says. "This I say then, walk in the spirit." Let me make sure Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. There. "This I say then, walk in the spirit." Now, who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? Who is he telling to walk in the spirit? Who is he telling to walk in the spirit? The spiritual seeds. Those who are born of the spirit. He's saying to walk in the spirit. Who is this spirit? Who is this spirit he telling us to walk in? Who is this in spirit? Who is this spirit he telling us to walk in? Tell me. Who is this spirit? Do anybody know? Who is this spirit? We in Galatians chapter 16. No, chapter 5, verse 16 and 17. Let me see. Okay, that's very good. It's a higher. It's Yah. So here he is. That's our Father. That's the Creator. What's this deal with this walk? Or do y'all know? What's this deal with this walk, y'all? What's the deal? What's the deal with the word walk in your Bible? Do you see it? Can you see it? Listen to what it says. "This I say then, walk in the spirit." What is it saying? Yes, but the word walk is, could we say that is actually an action word? It would you say that walking is something you do? Okay, someone says it's a spiritual walk, to abide. But The word says walk. Someone says to live in. Good evening. Someone says to live in. Okay. But it's talking about walk. Well, it has to be an action of doing something. Look at it's an action. It's doing something. Walk. So if someone asks you, let's go for a walk, wouldn't that cost they're asking you to do something? Walk. Walk is not something you just stand still. Walk is something you actually put to work. But as I see it standing tall as if mine is capitalized. What about in your Bible? In your Bible, does it says capital WALK? Mine's. It's definitely a spiritual walk. That's exactly what it is. It's a spiritual walk. It's definitely, without a doubt. But guess what, y'all? Guess what, y'all? This walk, this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Yah is telling you, not in your flesh, but in your spirit. He's calling your spirit to walk in him. That your flesh will not get its fulfillment. Only and only if you are able to walk in the spirit. In the spirit of Yah. So he's talking to what? Your spirit. This walk ain't for your flesh, y'all. He's not telling your walk for your flesh. See, that's why I say this message is strictly spirit. Because see, when they would teach that, they would teach it as if you got the power in your flesh to walk in your spirit. No, you don't, baby. No, you don't. The walk is that your spirit, you are the lowercase spirit. He is the uppercase spirit. That walk is speaking of your spirit walk. That's why it's capitalized. It could have said something of this nature. Spirit walk in the spirit. No, he wants you to really look at the word walk. It is an action of your own spirit. It is you to take an action, your spirit, to take an action in the spirit. Your spirit walking in the spirit of Yah. And ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh, meaning don't give the flesh no leeway. So he ain't talking about the walk is for the spirit. It's not for the flesh. Okay? He's saying when you walk in the spirit, in his spirit, ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. That's how powerful it is to understand that when we're chasing this hypocrite lifestyle and portraying and pretending and wanting individual to believe that we are all this and that and have no action, have nothing that will identify that you even walking, your spirit is even walking in the spirit of Yah. And people saying we don't need it. He just got to come get us. We know we going. I already got my keys to the New Jerusalem. That's the mindset of people. They're a long ways from home. A long, long ways. Now, look at verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit. The flesh lusteth against the spirit. Now, this flesh, is it talking about your spirit, or is it actually talking about the flesh on the outside? Your human flesh. Listen to what it says in verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit. You see that? You see that word against? You see where it is against the spirit? So don't ever think that you can beat Yah at his own design in your flesh, because you won't win. You're a long ways from home, baby. Your flesh cannot get victory over the spirit of Yah, nor can it come any close to him. That's why he tells you to walk in the spirit. And walking in the spirit does not require you to have a mind that tells you, let's walk in the spirit. Your mind can't tell your flesh, your spirit, to walk in the spirit of Yah. No. No. Your flesh is never going to tell you anything to do regarding the spirit. Your spirit, nor the spirit of Yah. Why? Because your flesh is your greatest enemy. You know how some people say, boy, this person was my worstest enemy, or I had an enemy at my workplace. I can't stand this person. This person in my family, we can't get along. That's my enemy. We always nitpicking at enemies. Everybody can probably hold up, if they had 20 hands, they can hold up 20 hands saying somebody that they feel that is their enemy. But guess what? All that's a lie. Can't nobody be your enemy worser than you. You are your own worst enemy. First and foremost. That's why he said, judge yourself daily, that no man may judge thee. But people don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. I'm forever judging myself. Sometimes I feel Yah is telling me, shut up. I'm quick to do it. Because you know what? I know that he seeth all things. So I'm quick to try to judge myself in hope that he see that I'm trying to discipline myself by judging myself daily. So it is real to judge yourself daily. And it's realer than real when you realize you are your own worst enemy. You are your number one enemy. You didn't know that, did you? You know why? You can be the enemy of your own spirit. It has said that your spirit is willing, but your flesh is weak. Flesh says, I don't got nowhere to go but back to the dust. So you think I worried about where you go after this? You think I care about what you got going on? You think I want to be happy for you and glad for you and joyful for you? You think I want some light? You think I want some spirit and truth? I don't need all that. I'm already signed to go back to dust. I'm not going to be caught up in listening to you. That's your enemy right there. And that's your greatest enemy. So here in Galatians chapter 5 and verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit is against the flesh. And these are contrary to one another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. So there's always the biggest battle, and that is the flesh and the spirit. Once you realize you your own worst enemy, let me tell you something else your flesh will tell you. Your flesh would tell you things that's not even true. It'll tell you things that's wicked and evil and the highest level of darkness. That's what you see going on today. People just killing up people because they flesh is telling them to do it. Y'all didn't know that, did you? I know a lot of people say Satan made me do it. The devil made me do it. Devil sitting around said, I sure am happy that I have fulfilled what I come down here to do. I have successfully deceived the whole world. His deception has met the obligation of what Yah sent him down here to do. We're just taking it further. We're constantly taking it further and further. And he's happy that we decide to do what he want to do and having fun in doing it and can't see the difference from wrong and right and wrong, because you can't find right. You can't find wrong. I mean, you can't find right. You can't find good. You can't find the light. He's looking at the idea. He's made everything dark in the eyes of people to where they can't even see. And they definitely ain't going to see out of the flesh. So here in verse 17, it says, these are contrary one to another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Okay. Now we have a question here. We got who was the spirit. Okay. We know that was Yah. Okay. Okay. Yes, that is the same. How do the flesh have the will to be against the spirit? How do the flesh have the will to be against the spirit? How? How do the flesh have the will to be against the spirit? Anybody know? How do the flesh have the will to be against the spirit? Anybody know? The answer is awesome, y'all. And guess what? I didn't know the answer till the spirit gave it to me. I'm gonna go on and tell the truth. How do the flesh have the will to be against the spirit? Do y'all understand what you're looking at? I was explaining to you about how the flesh lusts against the spirit and how the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I was speaking of your spirit and your flesh. But look at verse 17. So we can answer this question that I just put before you. For the flesh lusts against the spirit. How can that which were created be against that which created it? Woo! 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 Debbie, you're going to get in trouble tonight. You know they don't know. You know they don't know. Why did you do that? I didn't know either. Look at it, y'all. Look at verse 17. For the flesh lust against the spirit. How are you going to do it? How is the flesh going to be against the one that created it? How can that Someone says the flesh represent darkness by not yielding to the spirit. No. Go back. Look at it again. That spirit is Yah. Go back in here, verse 17. I'm trying to take you out there. Go back to verse 17. The flesh lusts against the spirit. So the flesh is against, it's like the creature is against the creator. Do y'all see that? Just give me a thumbs up. Do you see it? Go back to 17. How is it that the flesh lusted against the spirit? The spirit is who created it. Yah. Yah created the flesh. So how can the flesh be against the spirit? Do y'all get what I'm saying? They created him. Now I come to you. How do the flesh have that will to be against the spirit? It's something we always talk about. Satan was against Yah. Okay. Now we want to take it right back to this. We're talking about flesh and Yah spirit. How can the flesh? But also, I tell you what. This is the level of where showing you all why people don't respect the Most High Yah. This is why. But I want to give him the glory because I'm finna nail this here right here. I'm waiting for somebody to maybe come up with the answer, because again in verse 17, the flesh lusts against the spirit and the spirit against the flesh. How can that which you create be against you, the creator? How could that be? Now, how could that be? Let me go to the next question, because I know you ain't gonna get that answer. How do the flesh have that will to be against the spirit? Let me give you the answer right quick, so we won't be on this one too long, because I got one more. The flesh has that will to be against Yah, because that's what you call free will. Yah gave the flesh the free will to go up against himself. Why? Because they were spirit of darkness. They were spirit of Satan's seed. They come to walk in darkness. They come to live in darkness and talk in darkness. Okay? They come to live out the flesh. So according for them to do that, he gave them the free will to go up against the opposite of who they are. So they have the free will to be against. Why do you think all them prophets got killed? Why do y'all think all the men of Yah got killed? These were by those who had the free will to kill those that were spiritual. They got the free will. That's why they're able to have the free will to go up against Yah. Because Yah gave it to them. Tell my Father ain't just in everything he does. I like how he rumbled, y'all. I do. Because when you really know it, you know it. You see what I'm saying? And when I say you know it, you know how he orchestrated in the spirit realm. Now watch this. Did not he send him down here to represent darkness? Did not he tell you they ain't gonna tell the truth? They are the spirits that's coming down. They ain't gonna tell the truth. They are the ones that's coming down the Antichrist. He told you that. That's before they even got here. He was telling you what heavens was releasing down on the earth. So that's why it's giving you in verse 17, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit is against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that they cannot do the things that ye would. Even our flesh. That's the free will you have. Only to go up against Yah. That's it. You ain't got no free will over life, death. You ain't got no free will over your eternal destiny. You ain't even got free will over your whole life, because everything has been orchestrated from the kingdom. But he gave you the free will to be against him. Ooh, I'm telling you, that's one of them ones you call make it make sense. Because I'm like saying, wait a minute. I said, y'all, let me go back here. It ain't that the flesh is lusting against your spirit. It ain't the flesh going up against your spirit or its own spirit, but it's going up against the spirit of Yah. You see that? So that changed the whole overall. So then we have to ask, who gave this flesh this authority to go up against the Creator? The Father himself. He gave them the free will to be against him. You see what I'm saying? Go back. When you see all the disciples and how they got murdered, when you see all the men of Yah, the prophets, and how they got murdered, you see? They got murdered by those that was the opposite of who they were. You see? But was it Yah's will? Yes. Not so much as like his will. He had a day for us to come in and a day for us to go out. It's just like Yeshua. Everybody will really meditate on the fact that the Jews killed the Messiah and Pilate, and they turned them in and they did this and they did this. They just had evil spirits, y'all, like they have today, and y'all reject, y'all deny. You see, it was the same spirit that was saying crucify him is doing the same thing now to their own tribes, especially Judah. You see? Had not they did that, the mission of the cross could not be done if he didn't give them the will to get it done. And then turn back and said, wait a minute, did you ever check him? Check him, check him. Ain't nobody took my life. I laid it down before the foundation of the world. So y'all make sure y'all get it right. I thought that was neat, because letting you know, hey, that I gave them the free will to do the evil that they doing. But let me tell you something. Ain't nobody took my life. They forgot. Before the foundation of the world, I laid it down. Woo! Thank you, Father Yah. Tell them, Father Yah. Don't come talking about what you took. That you didn't take. It was laid down before the foundation of the world. The lamb slaughtered. So you didn't take nothing. See, that's why people don't understand. You ain't got it. So now one can see how and where the real war. Oh, that's something he want me to speak to you all about. Now, Yah is saying that when we not understand the true war, it's when we don't understand the truth. Because the war is spirit. That means before someone can do anything, their spirit is detached to that darkness, that evil, to do it. It's in that spirit to murder. Because the flesh going to the grave, it don't give a rest behind what it does. But when it get that backing up of its spirit to do it, that's what you see in the world today. The war has always been spirit. That's why he was telling us, you ain't fighting, Deborah, against flesh and blood. Flesh and blood going to the dirt. It don't have no sense. Ain't gonna ever have no sense. That's why why do y'all think people don't get it? They don't get spirit and truth. Why can't people understand? It's why would they sit and print a book talking about the right hand and the stretched out arm at least 2,500 times, and nobody understand that the right hand is the Father's power. The stretched out arm is the Father's power, strength. The stretched out arm is the strength, and the right hand is the power. People don't know when to show up and show out, even in their lives. They have no idea. You hear some people say, I was in a real bad accident and everybody was trying to figure out how I got out of it. I was in a coma for a whole month, but I came out. But when I told them, it was this big old hand pulled me out. See, because people don't get it. You hear people saying they fell from somewhere and a hand caught them. That stuff is real, y'all. That's our Father of creation identity, that right hand. And because you didn't know Christ is that right hand is all y'all's power. It was with him in the beginning. When the word spoke, his right hand brought forth the power and brought all things forth. And right here today, the year 2025, nobody knows nothing about it. That's how messed up people are today. And that's not messed up. They messed up from what you call the flow all the way up. And that's deep. Okay? Now, the last one is the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 6. In the Gospel of John, it says, that which is born of the flesh is flesh. That which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again. Verse 8. The wind, now is finna give you an example. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but thou cannot tell hence it come from, hence it cometh, and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. Jonah? Yeah, something going on. Something strange. 1 minute. Who is it? That's Joseph Bible. Oh man, I was scared. I was scared. Stop lying. You already read the note for today. So what are y'all on your way to? Here? Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay. See what you can do with that. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Let's cover this here. John, the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 6. Now, that which is born of the flesh is of the flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I say unto thee, ye must be born again. Verse 8. The wind, I like 8 because the 8 kind of break it down and take you where you need to go. Because I'm finna speak this, y'all ain't gonna know what I'm talking about. It ain't gonna even make no sense to y'all. But verse 8 kind of show you, it tells you, the wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but can it not tell hence it come, and whether it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. You know what that just was telling you? Everyone that is born of the Spirit cannot tell hence they come from and whether it goeth. That was the wind. So what is the Gospel of John saying in chapter 3 and verse 6? Watch this here. When it says that which is born, what does born mean in this verse? Deborah, you going a little bit too deep on these people. When they'll lay down and wake up on it. What does it mean when it says born again in this verse? Born again. Anybody? Born of parents, you flesh, but born you receive Christ, you become spirit. Okay. Purpose. Okay. That was the Gospel of John, chapter 3 and verse 6. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou heareth the sound thereof, but can it not tell hence it come, and whether it go. See, you don't know where it go. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. The question was again, what does born mean in this verse? And because many people have been in the Christian church and amongst the deception in the way that they can best explain it. And this is the whole reason why I told you all that the Father says that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. A lot of the videos that I'm bringing forth is bringing the light out. And it's bright, y'all. It's brighter than it ever been. But it's not coming out to wake and shake people up. It's just coming to enhance those who already have the light, okay? To keep your light even brighter. Okay, now listen to this. What does born mean in this verse? Born is the representative of the kingdom creation. That's what born means. Born means the representative of the kingdom creation. That's why verse 8 tells you don't know the wind and which direction it come from, when it comes and when it goes, and you don't even know where it come from. So we have to be able to put that into what it's trying to tell us about verse 6 and 7. And it's telling us we got to find out what is this born again. Born is representing the kingdom creation. Born again means separating the natural birth from the spiritual birth. You get it? Separating the natural birth from the spiritual birth. That's born again. See, it's not what y'all thought. Born again is separating the natural birth from the spiritual birth. That's what born again is. What is it separating? The representatives of the kingdom of Yah. is being separated. You see? Now, what did it say in the next verse? He is speaking of the coming from above. He is speaking of those who come from above, which is in verse 7. Marvel not that I say unto thee, ye must be born again. That means you must be from above. Ooh, Father, how they gonna find their way? It ain't meant. So when he's speaking of born again, you got Nicodemus trying to figure out what you mean. He didn't have no idea the spiritual behind born. See, we take it when we hear born again, we looking at a woman have a baby. That's one birth. But no, baby, the first birth came from the kingdom. You see, you was birthed already from the spirit. You came down here to represent the spiritual seed. So you was already birthed as the spiritual seed. Being born again is actually saying you are from above. You see? And it's also giving you assurance that the born in the natural is different from the born in the spiritual birth. The natural birth is different from the spiritual birth. This right here, talking with Nicodemus, saying you must be born again, he was telling him you must be from above. See, being born again can't be for the spirit on the earth because you was already birthed in the kingdom as the spiritual seed. You see? Being born again don't mean the way they have always taught us. Being born again means from above. From above. That's why when verse 8 speaks, it letting you know, y'all butts don't know what's going on. That's what verse 8 is saying. Listen to what verse 8 said. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hear it not. The sound thereof. It's losing you. Verse 8 is causing you to be total loss. In a sense of showing you that being born again is not the way we receive it on the earth. It's telling you you must be born again, meaning you must be from above. That's the lesson today, y'all. That's it. You must be born from above. Let me get that. Watch this here. Let me get something. I'm gonna see if I can show y'all. I might not be able to show y'all, but look at here. And that was the Gospel of John, chapter 3 and verse 6. Let me see if it's kind of helping you out. Verse 6. No, it ain't. See here. Everybody got their Bible. Okay. Right in the corner. You might not see it. Okay, I'm going to turn it so you can see it. I'm going to try to get everybody to see it. Here it is. Oh, where is it at? Right here. Right here. You see? Right here it says, from above. From above. See here? Right here. It says, from above. From above. What has happened? You have no idea what it's saying. You can't be born again. You can be redeemed back from where you was born, from above. That's what Christ risen Yeshua up. To redeem all of us from dead back to where we originally, I can't say that word for nothing, come from, above. Why do y'all think y'all would have you written in the Lamb Book of Life? Or written in the lake of fire? Because everything is finished from above, y'all. So while we down here clowning, think we got it nailed because so long we've been in the church and been in all these religion and been in all these books and been in all these Bibles and all these new missing books and new books to where we just lost with a cause and without. But y'all said, hold up, tell them, Deborah, that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. So I, Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of that, because I did. And part 2 is coming tomorrow, and it's still flesh versus spirit. Okay? What is the mystery of the topic? What is the mystery of the topic? Flesh versus spirit. The mystery is what it always been. Flesh versus spirit is the topic. Today, part 1, tomorrow, part 2, and part 3. But the mystery that rests therein, it's the flesh versus Yah, the Father, the Creator. It ain't got nothing to do with your spirit. Because when the flesh try to go up against your spirit, guess what? It has to cross Yah's spirit. You see, it has to bypass Yah. So that's the topic, flesh versus spirit. That's give you at the end. Understand? Versus the spirit. Because you got to cross the spirit to get to your spirit. So Sister Deborah says, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. Someone just got here, and I'm going to go and see what it is that they wanted. But I appreciate you all, and I will be back tomorrow with flesh versus spirit. And guess what? I'm going to get even deep in it, because I held back those verses just to bring it out into 3 sections. So I say, have a wonderful evening. Shalom and shalom.